In this moment of silence you stand suspended, enveloped by a void resonating with the echo of a bell, its chimes spilling forth, breaking the tranquil surface like gentle waves surrendering to the shore. Each tone reverberates through the stillness, beckoning you, inviting you to immerse yourself in the expanse that surrounds you. You find yourself within a temple of the boundless, vast and open, where the air hums with whispers of ancient truths, waiting patiently in corners cloaked in shadows. As you wander this ethereal space devoid of walls, the search for certainty unfurls, a quest that leads you deeper into a labyrinth of belief, each turn revealing an unfamiliar landscape built on the shifting sands of thought. In attempting to define the indefinable, you grasp at shadows, a fleeting dance of uncertainty tugging at your soul, mirroring every doubt that lingers in the recesses of your heart. The questions arise unbidden, like stones cast into a gently flowing river, each one initiating ripples that stretch beyond the limits of understanding, seeking to uncover the essence that lies hidden beneath the surface. Yet you find that they do not hold the promise of answers. Rather, they dissolve into echoes, expanding outward in widening circles, reflections of your own yearning, a quest that spirals inward rather than outward. In this temple without confines, a realization takes root. The truth you seek does not offer explanations, articulated letters strung together in neat rows, but rather unveils itself, unveiling layers softened by the passage of time. Only in surrendering to the profound silence do you catch the pulse of something greater, a profound current flowing beneath the veneer of existence, whispering that truth is not a destination defined by maps, but a river winding onward, twisting through the landscapes of your experience. As you drift deeper into the essence of this moment, you recognize that to seek is to embrace the journey, to learn to listen to the not knowing, to dwell in the spacious heart of uncertainty, where possibilities flirt with the edges of your understanding. Here, in this sacred communion with silence and questions, joy emerges from the willingness to be present, to be still, and as you yield to the flow of this river, an unfolding begins, an intimate dance with the mystery that invites you home. In relinquishing the need to capture knowing within a polished sentence, you begin to sense the depths beneath the surface. You realize that wisdom is not the pristine armor of the scholar, but the quiet acceptance of uncertainty, an embrace of the questions that nurture your spirit, swelling into an infinite sea. And as you close the final book, it dawns upon you, truth lives not in the answers you seek, but in the eloquence of your journey, your heart, the compass guiding you ever deeper into the labyrinth of existence, where silence and knowing intertwine like the roots of ancient trees. You delve deep into the caves of your mind, a wanderer amidst the recesses where shadows dance like whispers long forgotten. Here, the air thickens with echoes, remnants of questions that once burned bright with urgency, now flickering like distant stars. In this dimly lit sanctuary, what you sought as answers morphs into a kaleidoscope of thought. The very walls around you sustain the resonance of doubts and fears, desires bleeding into one another, impossibly intertwined. You listen and hear the familiar reverberation of beliefs once cherished, yet as each voice emerges, it eludes your grasp like mist dissipating in the morning sun. They clap against you in a symphony of confusion, a cacophony that gnaws at your sense of self, leaving you afloat in a sea of tumult. You stand still amid the chaos, recognizing that these echoes can only mimic truth, flickering shades of the deep essence that remains hidden behind the veil of comprehension. Each step deeper into this cave brings with it a curious weight, a murkiness that feels as though it wraps around your spirit like a shroud. Yet in this obscurity you sense an aching clarity surging beneath the surface, aching to be born into the light of consciousness. It pulls at you, urging you to probe deeper, to acknowledge that within the shadows lie the very seeds of insight, awaiting your gentle touch. In the solitude of your exploration, you come to understand that every question left unanswered is not a failure. It is, instead, an invitation, a beckoning to dwell in the fertile soil of curiosity. Each compelling desire, every shadow cast against the flickering torchlight of your awareness, asks you to embrace the vastness of mystery that is your existence. Here, at the intersection of light and darkness, you find that the unknown nurtures growth, nourishing the roots that seek the warmth of understanding. You step into the forest of paradox, a sacred realm where ancient trees, still as sentinels, greet you with branches that twist upward toward the heavens yet bow low in reverence to the breath of the wind. The air is thick with the whispers of countless stories, as if the very essence of the trees speaks a language lost to the noise of certainty. You feel the reality of this moment shimmer and shift, slipping through your fingers like grains of sand, endlessly flowing yet forever eluding your grasp. As you wander these winding paths, freedom unfurls before you like delicate ferns in the morning light, revealing that understanding is not a fixed point on a map, but an ever-evolving landscape, undulating beneath your feet with each breath you take. You heed the lessons carried on the soft sighs of leaves, learn to dance with the currents of uncertainty that thread through the underbrush. In this verdant space, certainty fades into mere shadows that flicker and fade. You begin to embrace the beauty of ambiguity, refuge from the relentless search for resolution. You tread softly, as if the forest demands reverence, your heart open to the poetry of paradox that envelops you. Here, contradictions exist in a perfect harmony, the sturdy bark of wisdom tempered by the tender fragility of doubt. The quiet peace that envelops you becomes a sanctuary, an embrace that invites you to trust in the unfolding journey rather than frantic attempts to reorder the chaos. You pause, breathing in the earthy richness of the forest floor, letting the fog of confusion settle like the morning mist. Clarity emerges not through combative certainty, but through gloriously accepting the murky depths of your own reflections. In the stillness, you're reminded that hidden beauty thrives in the shadows, the secrets of existence whisper just beyond the veil of your understanding. As you linger in this paradoxical embrace, you realize you need not chase after clarity, for it arrives silently, like light filtering through the canopy. You stand at the edge of deep waters, the invitation of the tides wrapping around your ankles like a lover's touch, coaxing you forward into the infinite embrace of the unknown. Every wave flows with a soft yet insistent push, sowing both thrill and fear within you, each cresting swell a heartbeat invoking your surrender. As the cool caress of the water meets your skin, you witness the dance of moonlight upon its surface, shimmering like scattered stars, whispering secrets that weave between breaths, truths beyond the reach of language. You imagine the depths beneath, a universe of possibility and paradox where the answer. With each step deeper into this primordial fluid, you begin to let go of certainty, each wave offering the gift of release as it laps at your legs, reminding you that understanding, much like the shoreline, is eternally shifting. The horizon blurs and stretches into nothingness, the edges of reality dissolving into gentle reverie. Here, in this sanctuary of water and night, you discover clarity is but a reflection, a mirage crafted by the light of longing, and the sacred stillness beneath the surface holds what cannot be named. Beneath echoes of your heartbeat, the pulse of existence rises and falls in the rhythm of the tides, inviting you to merge your essence with this primordial flow. In surrendering to the infinite, you uncover a wellspring of wisdom waiting to unfold, as the act of letting go reveals the fabric of experience, woven patiently into the tapestry of your life. Each fiber glimmers with the resonance of moments lived, lessons waiting to be imbibed when you allow the waves to carry you. You realize that what you seek is not a beacon flashing on the distant shore, but rather a soft hum within the depths, a gentle urging to trust in the flow of all that is. As you turn your gaze inward, surrounding you is a quiet chorus of understanding, where every doubt disintegrates in the embrace of acceptance. You glide deeper into the waters of intuition, the interface of fear and freedom blending into a silken current. Here, in a state of reverie, you discover it is not through resistance that truths emerge, but through the art of surrender, revealing a world suspended between longing and fulfillment. Above you, clouds weave their tales, drifting in a choreography of light and shadow, their shapes transforming, shifting like your thoughts, transient yet persistent. You watch as they twist and twirl, evoking whispers of meaning, yet with every breath of dawn they dissolve, leaving behind nothing but the memory of their presence. It is in this fleeting dance that you recognize the irony of pursuit, how the very grasping for clarity often leads to a cascade of obscurity. Like gossamer threads woven into the fabric of the sky, hope flits away at the caress of sunlight, revealing a heart that seeks in vain to hold on to its essence. In this ethereal theater, metaphors come alive around you. They play upon the canvas of the moment, yet escape your eager hands. You realize with a gentle ache that these formations arise solely from thought, each an echo of your inner landscape, reflections cast in the vastness of the cosmos. The paradox of seeking meaning within meanings becomes a revelation. Existence itself is a myriad of illusions fashioned from desires, fears, and yearnings. You breathe in the ambiguity, letting it unfurl like smoke from an incense stick, its fragrance enveloping your spirit, inviting you into a dance of surrender. As you linger in this liminal space, you discover the rich tapestry of life woven through uncertainty, vibrant in its complexity. The clouds, though ephemeral, are a reminder that reality is not confined to your constructs. Each moment is alive, pulsating with potential yet ungraspable. Here you stand, at the intersection of light and dark, acknowledging the paradox of your own questions, layered within the very fabric of existence. With each exhale, you release the urgency of chasing after elaborate shapes, allowing them to fade into the ether. You realize, in this gentle vastness, that what may feel like loss is an invitation to welcome the silence that follows the dissipating illusions. Perhaps it is in this quiet embrace that you find meaning not as a destination, but as a state of being, intertwined with the essence of every cloud that meanders above. The answers you quest for lie not in rigid forms, but within the soft expanse of acceptance, where the shapes you once hunted become delicate whispers, granted freedom in your heart. Keep looking to the sky, for it holds the mirrored depths of your soul, ever shifting, ever illuminating, eternally reminding you that in letting go, you may. Mirrors hang like silent sentinels in the corridors of your inner sanctuary, each surface a still lake reflecting the echoes of longing nestled deep in your heart. You gaze into them, seeking clarity. Instead, you uncover fragments of past selves, a mosaic of crafted identities, masks worn to fit into the world's intricate theater. Each glance at these shimmering images deepens the ache you feel, for they reveal not the truths of your essence but the shadows of roles that once felt authentic. Each familiar face stirs a haunting discontent, illuminating the vacant space that craves connection, an emptiness that pulses like. Within this room of reflections, you pause and the air thickens with the weight of discovery. In the stillness, darkness beckons, the shadow within you stirs restlessly, longing for the light of acknowledgement. It calls forth the hidden parts often cast aside, those unpolished fragments of your being that yearn to be seen, to share their truth without the confines of judgment. The cycle of identity unfolds before you, each mask slipping away, revealing the raw essence beneath, shimmering like dew at dawn, precious yet overlooked. The heart of your ego clamors for coherence and certainty, a desperate plea for the narrative that binds you to familiarity, while the whisper of your soul encourages you to embrace the dance of uncertainty, that tender liminality where true growth resides. The paradox rests heavy in your chest. In the longing for truth, you find solace not in answers, but in the act of listening, a gentle invitation to sit with your discomfort instead of banishing it. This confrontation becomes a sacred dialogue, a silent communion between the seeker and the sought. You learn to breathe with the space created by unanswered questions, feeling the pulse of yearning rather than stifling it. You listen as the hunger unfurls, revealing itself as an intrinsic part of your journey. In nurturing this inquiry, you find a kind of freedom springing from acceptance. This hunger transforms into a compass, guiding you into the depths of your being where the light of inquiry illuminates. As you meander through the labyrinth of your pilgrimage, shadows emerge from the misty corners of your psyche, curling softly around the edges of your consciousness. They whisper tales of your own making, clothed in reluctance, shyly beckoning for acknowledgement. You find yourself seated in a twilight realm, cradled between light and dark, where the twilight itself seems to murmur secrets of uncertainty, a quiet invitation to embrace the paradoxes of existence. And as you delve deeper, you realize liberation dances, not in the absence of doubt, but in the embrace of its tender presence. It is here, in this vivid intimacy, that you discover a profound freedom, the freedom to accept the flow of your own essence, to honor even those parts that seem to resist and recoil. With every shadow you confront, there is an unspoken communion, an invitation to listen closely, to understand how each hidden aspect offers richness to your experience. Peering beyond the fragile veil of the ego, you awaken to subtle insights. Illusion spirals around you, whispering riddles that shimmer like the surface of a hidden pond, reflecting not just what you know, but what can only be felt. Light kisses the shadowy depths, and in their playful mingling you learn that sometimes the light reveals what the dark conceals, and in this dynamic, great wisdom swells from paradox. As you embrace this dance of shadow and light, a deeper revelation unfurls within your heart. Unity is not a simplistic merging of opposing forces, but a rich tapestry woven from acceptance of the multifaceted soul you possess, in harmony with the vast complexity of the world around you. In the heart of this embracing lies the balm for your seeking, a stillness that hushes the noise of wanting to be otherwise. You come to a gentle halt, suspended in the stillness of this moment, a koan spiraling in your mind like a breeze through branches. The truth appeared when you stopped asking. As the words linger on your lips, they unfurl like petals in the warmth of dawn, and suddenly everything shifts. Your expectations dissolve around you, dispersing like mist under the sun's tender caress, and you feel the fading echoes of an insatiable quest. With each pillar of seeking that tumbles into the abyss, a sacred space opens, inviting you to cradle this moment and be held in the embrace of presence itself. It is a sacred gift, a soft sanctuary where the cacophony of restless thoughts fades into silence. Here, you inhale deeply, your breath stirring in the still air. Each inhale becomes a sacred communion, your spirit expanding in response to the gentle call of acceptance. You are learning, slowly and through the hushed language of your heart, that truth is not a fixed answer waiting at the end of a winding path. Rather, it shifts like the clouds overhead, endlessly evolving, forever becoming. Each exhalation releases the tether to certainty, leaving room for wisdom that flows like a river, meandering yet steadfast, coursing through valleys of doubt and mountains of wonder. As the truth cradles you, you realize it is neither distant nor elusive, but woven intricately into the fabric of your own being. You surrender to the dance of contradictions, letting go of the need to know or define, for in this release lies a profound liberation. The world around you shimmers softly, vibrant with the colors of insight, whispering the unspeakable secrets of existence. You stand, solitary yet connected, atop the mountaintop where earth meets sky, the dawn brushing kindly against your skin as the sun rises in its golden, regal splendor. The world stirs awake beneath a celestial embrace, every blade of grass, every whispering leaf, responding to the warmth that reaches out, cradling existence in a gentle, nurturing glow. You breathe, inhaling the crisp air, a sweet offering of renewal. Here, the rhythm of life beats, harmonious and profound. With each breath, you cultivate a quiet understanding, one that is not held in thoughts or Wrapped in the calmness of this moment, you dissolve the tight grip of need, the need to know, to define, to claim what cannot be possessed. The silence envelops you like a soft shawl, inviting you to revel in the stillness, where thoughts drift like feathers caught in a gentle breeze, floating without judgment or urgency. Here, existence unfolds in a magnificent tapestry woven from threads of light and shadow, and you, a single thread, weave your story into the vastness, feeling the pulse of belonging resonate within. Your journey, once a fervent quest for answers, transforms into a delicate unfolding. The chase fades into an embrace of becoming, a conscious surrender to the flow of what is. You observe how truth, when pursued with desperation, becomes elusive, a ceaseless mirage. Yet when you allow it to flow, it reveals the depths of your soul, a river within that winds quietly, nurturing the banks of your experience. Each twist and turn of this river holds wisdom that transcends understanding, guiding you deeper into the essence of existence. As dawn casts her first light upon the world, illuminating shadows and secrets alike, you awaken, each ray a reminder that the truth of being cannot be comprehended, for it is an experience to be lived, not a possession to be gathered. In this sacred silence, bathed in the glow of acceptance, you recognize the divine essence that has always belonged to you, a luminous thread woven into the fabric of the universe. You stand here, whole and free, knowing that as the sun rises, so too does the light within, reflecting the beauty of being fully alive in this unfolding mystery.